Hi everyone, my name is Emma Cossey and I'm from the Freelance Lifestyle, a website for UK freelancers and those that want to go freelance. Now, in the last few videos and podcasts I've been doing, I've been talking about why freelancing is a great option for many people in the UK. And we are a growing proportion of the working market. We are, at the moment, about 15% of the market and growing. So there's 5 million of us that are self-employed people. Now, the reason that I talk about this is because I'm really passionate about helping people find a kind of work that they truly love. Because if you get up and you're excited about doing your work, it makes such a huge difference for every single area of your life. So I'm really passionate about this, which is why I have been working on updating my e-course, which you will have a very special offer in your inboxes very soon about that. But I wanted to be able to help other people go through the process of being a freelancer because it can be very scary at first. Now, in my last video, I talked about some of the main things that stop people from going freelance, and those things tended to be around money and making sure that you've got the money coming in. And I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit further today. So I want to talk about finding clients, and that's a scary thing for a lot of people. People are very often scared that they'll run out of clients, or suddenly there will be a point where they'll come to the end of a contract and have nothing there. Now, when people ask me about how to find clients, I have 5 strategies that I have found are the most effective ways to find and retain new clients. So my first one is network. I cannot emphasize the importance of networking enough. It's so important. I'm not talking about just online networking. I'm talking about getting out there, meeting people at networking events. Now, you are very fortunate now that you have so many networking events to choose from coffee mornings to evening events to speed networking. There are so many different kinds. And even if you are more introverted like me and the idea of walking into a crowd of people is terrifying, there are definitely ways around it and networking events for you. If you are new to networking, I would really recommend arriving early, speaking to the hostess or host and seeing if they can introduce you to people, and just lurk around the teas and the coffees and the bar, because that's always where people will go, especially if they're on their own. So there are ways to do networking without being entirely overwhelmed by people, but it is the best way of getting out there, and people buy into people. People want to work with, especially small businesses, they want to work with people that they've actually met. So as a freelancer, getting out there and meeting people and showing them that you not only have all these skills and this experience, but you're also a really awesome person as well, is a great way to get chatting to people and hopefully retain some business. It's not all about finding a client straight away when you get there, because you may find that you will meet someone that will have a friend who will be perfect for you. So don't disregard someone just because they're not in the industry that you want or would require your services. So number 2 is get social. So you want to do your networking offline, but it's also really important to be online. And I would say the 2 places to focus your efforts on are Twitter, where it's very easy to build up a quick network and follow the right people and interact with them, and LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has just added Pulse to their range of services or features. And Pulse is a way to upload your own blog posts. So what you could do is create blog posts around the industry that you're working in, or around the clients that you work with, and that will help build up a level of authority, and people will come to you knowing that you know what you're talking about. Third, go local. This is especially important if you live outside any of the big cities. So I live in a little town outside Reading in Berkshire, and I found that if I focus on building my business around here as well as in London, it's much more effective for me. And again, it's the people wanting to work with people locally, but also it's just easier sometimes because there's less competition, so you can build up that authority. Again, I'm going to use the word authority quite a lot, but that is purely because that's what you want to create as a brand around your business. You want people to know that you really know your stuff. So I really would recommend going local. Have a look at networking events locally, have a look at community centres and see if there's anywhere that you can advertise there, and just interact with people as much as possible. One easy way to start with this is to go on Twitter and search for the hashtag of your location. Now the fourth one is work out where your ideal customer will be. So if your ideal working customer is working mums or working parents, possibly worth handing out leaflets around school or in community centres where you think they'll be. Areas like that are well worth focusing on. Equally, if you are want to work with big businesses, why not approach business parks with a little pack all about you, maybe a little incentive like a chocolate bar or something like that in there, with a little note saying, why not take a quick 5-minute break and read through my services. Things like that work really well. And my final one is going back to LinkedIn. Make sure you get your recommendations. Every time you work with a client, get a recommendation from them, or just follow up afterwards saying, it was really lovely working with you. If you like what I've done, I'd really appreciate if you could take a minute just to write me a quick recommendation. They don't have to do it on LinkedIn, but the benefit of LinkedIn is that it then goes up and a lot more people in your network will see it. I would then put those recommendations on your website so that someone that arrives at your website will straight away know that other people really like what you've done and are then more likely to follow up and hire you. So there are a few other small things like making sure you've got a working contact form. It's amazing how many people have contact forms that don't work. Make sure your social media is up to date with all of the correct details of what you now do. And just generally make sure you're getting out there, because the work won't come to you. It is hard work. You do have to go find your own work. So to summarise, number one, you need to get networking externally, not just online. You need to get social, so LinkedIn and Twitter would be ideal. Maybe try Google+, because that's still very underused. Go local. So try as much as you can to find local business where they might not have been targeted yet by someone with your excellent skill set. Work out where your customer is and what they want, and get your LinkedIn recommendations up. In the next few days you should get an email if you're on my subscriber list. If you're not, jump on over to freelancelifestyle.co.uk and just put your email in the box that will pop up or on the side. And that email will contain a very special offer for my email subscribers for the brand new Freelance Lifestyle e-course. And this is the e-course that you can join at any time. You don't have to wait. You can get loads out of the Facebook group where people tend to swap tips and even meet up with other local freelancers. You get videos, you get podcasts, daily podcasts for each of the 30 tasks. So the idea is to be able to launch yourself as a freelancer after 30 days. And a lot of our freelance e-course alumni are now having really successful businesses having completed this e-course.